Railfan Lily, back for another video. It is quite dark out, so let me switch this camera to a brighter angle. We're down here railfanning at Amtrak, waiting for, of course, the Empire Builder. Since we didn't get to do that in my 100 subscriber live stream, but we do have a train coming. I'm currently on my bike so I can transport back and forth pretty quickly for different shots. So currently, oh, this is interesting. This is a Procore hopper car. I don't think I've ever thought of Procore as having hopper cars, since Procore is heavily coincided with tank cars. Oh well, Procore tanker car. Of course, the lighting is absolute garbage. We have Chicago and Northwestern, two ex-Chicago and Northwestern hopper cars. You can kind of see just barely the outline of the old logo. Chicago and Northwestern was is a defunct company. It originally operated between Chicago and the Northwestern line. Unfortunately, it was not able to survive under the wrath of Union Pacific, Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, and the other Class 1 giants. And out of our luck, here comes the first train of the day. I heard it coming over the bridge, so we'll kind of see the gleam on the tracks. Now, I did get a question recently based on my last live stream, why trains are parked on the main line. Well, this main actually houses two different types of tracks. The main track, which is the one closest to us, and the spur line, which is that track where this train is parked. From the headlights. Since down there is a giant curve that leads over across the Black River drawbridge. So, trains come through there, come around the corner. Maybe that wasn't a train. Huh. Maybe not. That was another vehicle then. The light is now moving. Now, somebody also asked me which Amtrak station this is. Well, I would feel it would be kind of obvious, but in case you were curious. Oh, you can't see it. I'll try the other one. There's another sign down on the other end. Plus, it's closer. You can kind of hear the air brakes charging still. Well, they might be bleeding off. Let's see if this is visible. That's sort of visible. Yes, this is the La Crosse Amtrak terminal. So, another question. What's your opinion on graffiti art on trains? Well, that's a complicated answer for me. I know it's just a fact of life, but when it's doing this, it's not helpful. You can hear the train horn resonating. But it might have already passed. That's a hard thing about trying to predict it. Now, there's two types of graffiti. There's one type I'm okay with. These white chalk drawings. Here's a good example. That is called message art. In fact, it is actually not done by vandalists, but by railroad yard car inspectors as a message to one another. Helps tell the condition of the car and other things. Now, of course, like I said, I'm fine with anything, but when it starts to disrupt the workings of railroad, that's when I have a problem with it. Yeah, it even has the old Chicago and Northwestern patch to it. Now, I've been told Amtrak is supposed to arrive around 8. I think I still have my pocket watch with me. Yes, I use a pocket watch to tell the time. But that's because it doesn't die and there it is. I got it. Sorry, I pointed the camera down. It's about 20 after. I feel bad for anyone trying to get across these railroad crossings, though. Now this train is the opposite one. This one is the train going northbound. Oh, I believe that's one of the engineers. Hello. That lantern is an excellent piece of hardware. It helps to spot anything amiss. He's probably walking down to the end of the train, making sure any air brakes that need to be attached are attached, and heading down to be ready to realign the switch down at the end, right into the mouth of the yard. But yeah, this is what we call a spur line. It's not part of the main directly. It's more a siding that they use to switch train cars around. And hello, welcome to the live stream. If you want to ask any questions, this is also a Q&A. Now, normally my live streams aren't usually late at night, but I said, you know what? I thought I'd come down here and meet the Amtrak because we missed it a couple of times. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Any questions you want to ask, feel free. This is an open Q&A. As we watch trains move through, we are currently waiting for the Amtrak, so any... Here's the Amtrak, speaking of. Or, no, those two horns, that means the train's gonna reverse. It's not quite Amtrak time yet. However, I've been wrong before. Nope, it is not Amtrak time. This train is gonna be reversing. Now, just a fair warning, this will get loud. If I'm correct that this train is backing up. The Amtrak's gonna be coming from down here. Something peaceful about hearing crickets at night. Just part of the ambience. Just a fair warning, noise warning, headphones warning. Turn your volume down because I believe, if I was correct, this train was going to head in reverse. Or not. We got a train coming. Take a look at that. There's the shine. And it is moving full throttle. There's our first train of the night. Hello. Looks like your typical locomotive, but I could be wrong. I can only see the light placements. But listen to that engine roar. I'm sure the light was on. This is locomotive 4706. And it's a Kansas City Southern. Look at that! Kansas City Southern 4706, carrying a mixed freight. Yep, and speaking of Procore, there's the tanker cars I was telling you about. Oh, we have a standard boxcar. The way you can tell the standard from the other ones, this is a CN one as well, Canadian National. But they don't have that white strip to mark it as a high cube boxcar. A 2-bay rib hopper. A 2-bay throttle hopper. Ooh, a cylindrical hopper car. There's your typical load on a short bulkhead car. There's another Procore, older model. We have a center beam flat car coming up. Ooh, Class 8, Terosives. Center beam carrying lumber. That's a Class 3 hazard, that's flammable liquids. More lumber being carried on center beams. That pound is actually flat spots on the wheel, meaning these cars have seen use. That also means that the wheel is not perfectly round anymore. There's an empty. Whoa, that train's picking up speed. There's a high cube, center beams. This train is picking up speed. CP Rail. Another Canadian Pacific car. Here's a standard box car. Center beam. CSX. That is a gondola. Standard tanker car. Oh, feel that wind. These are carrying flammable liquids. That's a class 3 hazard. Listen to those brakes as well. Holy cow. These are hot, and that's a class 3 hazard. Class 6 hazard. And Amtrak should be on its way. Ah! 8575. Distributed power. DPU, alright. If anyone can tell me which channel that came from, bully for you. They're already getting everything ready for Amtrak too. ADMX hopper. Nice blue hopper. High-speed train. This is going about 60 right now. TLX hopper car. Those are the brakes lighting off. Woo-hoo-hoo! I can feel that wind. Canadian Pacific hoppers. Woo-hoo-hoo! Feel that wind. Holy moly. Pro car. Class 3 hazardous. And voila! How's that for a train? First train of the night. And everything is getting ready for the Amtrak as they brought the buggy out. That train had to have been pushing about 60 miles an hour. That was a heck of a wind tunnel they produced. But that is our first train of the night. Welcome to the live stream. Feel free to comment your questions, because this is a Q&A. Feel free to comment down your questions below. And we wait for Amtrak to arrive from the south end of the yard. I'm going to check the time here. By the way, if you didn't believe me about the pocket watch keeps the time, and it is currently 35 after. About 35 after. So while we wait for Amtrak to arrive, feel free to comment down any questions you have, any requests for videos. And if we're lucky, we might just see a heritage unit tonight. Or one of the rare P42 DCs now. And let me explain that one. So, fairly recently, Amtrak has been slowly getting rid of their P42 DCs. Because, mind you, those locomotives were built in the 90s and no longer are in production. They're trying to make it all new with the new AC-44 Siemens Chargers. Trying to monopolize on high-speed passenger service with efficient locomotives. However, they hit quite a hurdle bump in the road right at the start. Because they didn't work like they were supposed to. So Amtrak ended up having to use the P42s for a while to back up a charger because something wasn't right with the motive power. Unfortunately, they got that problem fixed, so now those locomotives are slowly disappearing. I don't even think they have them on this train anymore. But we'll find out tonight, now will we? And I'm sorry for the last few times I've Railfan down here, I haven't been able to catch Amtrak. Last couple of times they were late, like by a lot. So there was no way that I was going to catch them. However, now I've caught it on a good day. We've already caught one train passing through at a high speed, so my chances of luck are good tonight. Otherwise, if you guys don't have any questions, I can read off a few that I've gotten. Just gonna wait a minute here to see if any questions pop up. Mind you, this is a Q&A as well. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Alright, so first question that was given to me, mind you, this is a catalog question that I bring out when I do live streams like this. First question, how do you know so much about trains? Well, I mean, the obvious one is I studied it a lot, but to go more in depth, I've been a fan of trains since I was a kid. And got about 16 years of knowledge under my belt, knowing how they work. So, my honest opinion, I would say it's more just, I've always had that ambition to be a railroader. But unfortunately, that is not what I really want to do with my life. Another question that was given to me is, what is the difference between a Superliner 1 and a Superliner 2? Well, they're pretty easy to tell, but some of the differences really show. more on the interior. But a way you could tell from the outside is the bogie design. Superliner 1 has more of an exposed spring type bogie. Superliner 2 has a frame, a heavy-duty frame that kind of dips down, much like these ones do. Ones for these rail cars. But they're more like passenger style. That's one way to tell a Superliner 1 from a Superliner 2. Because that was also a change they made. Going at high speed, it's very hard to tell. Another question I have received is from a member who watches the channel on the Minecraft side of things. And this question reads, are you going to release the other tutorials on the DOT or Department of Transportation? Now, I've gotten this question in my last live stream, but the answer is yes. I will eventually get to it. I just haven't been able to get to it recently because, well, it takes time to record. But I assure you, the last 2 trucks that I need to get done are done. They're ready to go. They're ready for a tutorial. Another question I got from my long-term subscriber that I've gotten, one who's watched the channel since the old world, are you ever gonna re-add trains to your world? The answer is, I think that question had already been answered, which will show in the next full world tour. But I will tell you, yes, I did finally add my first few train cars, and then I went out of control. Excuse me. For those who don't know, when I build something, sometimes I build it and then I just go out of control with it. I build one train car and it turns into 50. Yes, that actually happens. 45 after an Amtrak has to clear the siding coming up. But yes, like I said, I've been able to re-add the trains that I so dearly love. Another question from a long-term subscriber. Are you ever gonna rebuild the, what is this? Oh, the old 44 tonner. So, for those who don't know, I had a 44 tonner video uploaded a long time ago. This was way back when. Unfortunately, it got copyrighted for some odd reason. So, I had to scrap it. But I don't know. That is actually a good thing to think about. I'll have to see if I ever get back into doing that. Another question. Are you ever going to rebuild the city of New Orleans? Oh, God. So, long ago, I built this city of New Orleans style train way back, way back when. Unfortunately, it has long since been forgotten, and I have not been able to rebuild it. However, I can answer that question with a firm yes, I have plans to. But no, I do not know when. All right. So we are approximately 20 minutes from Amtrak arriving. I've been told it is on a good schedule. As you can see, it is now approximately 50 after. So, just a matter of time before the train shows. Also, if you guys would like, I can tell you guys a good story from my past. I don't know how interesting it'll be, but I got a couple of good stories. If you guys would like to hear a story from my past, just type yes in the chat. Smart car. I don't know if any of you guys have typed in the chat. So, mind you, nobody's typed in my chat almost ever. So peaceful down here. Hearing the sounds of diesel engines, but I do not know where they're coming from. What is this I hear? Another train. Yes, please. That sounds oddly like Amtrak. However, it could be from a 90s era locomotive. If I remember correctly, also 9575 for the Canadian Pacific is AC-44 C6M, I want to say. I'm probably going to get absolutely obliterated in the chat for getting it wrong, but oh well. But that is my best recollection. I'm definitely probably going to be wrong. Look right up there. You can't see it on the video, but it's Big Dipper. Hold on, I haven't seen that constellation. No, that's Little Dipper. No, that was Big Dipper. Oh, it might be a Little Dipper. There's a bus. Bus. This train is still bleeding off air, so we probably won't see this one move tonight. However, I heard the sound of a train moving across the bridge. The reason you heard that exact horn set was because there is a railroad crossing on the island that separates Wisconsin from Minnesota. And that's where the bridges kind of span across. So you got the first one, the Black River Drawbridge. A giant steel drawbridge built probably, if I remember correctly, that type of design was built in the 80s? 70s, 80s, 90s, about that era. Well, so I'm going from down here this way. That way you have the first one, which is the Black River Drawbridge. And then you hit the island, which has a little bit of industrial area. And then after that, you go across the Mississippi Trestle. Well, not really. It's more of a steel, basically it's a steel turntable bridge that spans across the Mississippi. Essentially, then it goes into one more bridge. After that, and you're in Minnesota. There's kind of a flat bridge. Or no, it might be the flat bridge first, then the big trestle. That sounds more likely. Let's just say there's a lot of bridges. Hello, welcome to live chat. So essentially when they go over across the bridges, they have to blow their horn because that sounds awfully like a passenger train. That sounds awfully passenger. So that train is going to be coming around this corner. Light's still red over red, so I don't know where they'd be going. But either way, let's get in position. Train's stopping. Nope. Yeah, it's definitely coming down this way. Now, mind you, so the difference between these two cars, first one is a patched Norfolk and Western, or Chicago Northwestern, sorry, which is under the leasing company NOKL, whereas the other one's from RCPE. Now, these are just leasing companies that lease off cars to different railroads. There's a bus down there, one of the newer ones, the new hybrid. So they're definitely crossing over the Black River Bridge now in order for them to use that whistle allocation. Oh, that's a new. They're charging the air, meaning they're releasing the brakes. Click, click, click. Okay, prepare for noise. Headphone warning, because this tends to get loud when they start to back up. I mean, switches have been thrown and realigned. I mean, this train is going to back up. Oh, hello. We have another contestant here. That's Amtrak. All right. Amtrak is coming down the line. This is the star of the show. Or at least it's supposed to be Amtrak. If it's not, we've been fooled. But yep, that's a headlight down there. They've already just they're crossing the diamond. Then they're gonna swing onto this line, because see, there's a switch down there. They swing onto this line, and they pull in here. Mind you, they're pulling in at 79 miles an hour. This is a prime example. I was looking this way. Had I not looked behind me, I would have totally missed the train that was sneaking up behind us. Always remember, in double track territory, you don't always hear the train. So always be on guard and be ready with a train that could just sneaking up right behind you. Here we go. Amtrak is pulling in. They're right now currently hidden behind some tanker cars. All the way down there. We'll see her light pull out in just a second. There it is. Here comes Amtrak, here comes Amtrak, coming down the line. All right. Amtrak, northbound Empire Builder. Northbound to Seattle and Portland. Nightbound train. It's just so bright that my camera can't even focus on it. I'm betting that, however, is a new locomotive. That is one of the ACs. However, I've been proven wrong before. So, let's just see what happens as Amtrak pulls into the station. All right, here we go. Amtrak, northbound Empire Builder. It's definitely got a triple headlight, so that's a nose mount. Here we go. Here's Amtrak. You can hear the bell that's pulling in. Here's Amtrak, guys. Finally, I was able to catch the night train. $70.26, and nope, it's a freight. I've been lied to. I've been lied to. This isn't Amtrak, this is an auto train. Okay, so we get 2 trains tonight. But it's also fully loaded with new automobiles headed down to actual car dealerships. Yes, that's what auto racks carry. They carry fresh new automobiles bound for the dealerships. You can kind of see the glisten in the new vehicles. Oh, and it's intermodal. CSX. And there's a Maersk, Bison Transport, some empties. A Tex, GEC Co. Half of these I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I'll obviously butcher them. It's supposed to be Amtrak right now, but I guess they got stuck behind two freights. So as you can see, it's past 8 o'clock. So, unfortunately, Amtrak is still behind. A Triton. Now the thing is, unfortunately, freight has priority. Schneider it is unfortunately only right now this is freight priority. Here's Expo Logistics. 8787. Canadian Pacific ES44 AC. Canadian Pacific ES44 AC 8787. Seco and Global. I thought this was supposed to be the Amtrak train. I was wrong. I've been lied to. But there was a DPU unit, so. As any of you know, when you're out rail fanning, you take what you can get. And I'm sure gonna listen to that. We are now an hour into the stream and still no Amtrak. I mean, come on. Well, there you go. This train's still charging air, so I don't think we'll see this train move anytime soon. Now, if you listen carefully, you can actually hear rails hissing. This is now an hour into this, and we're still waiting on the Amtrak. That's not sounds you want to hear on the railroad. Woof da. Swallowed a bug. Ugh. Okay. PD. But oh well. They're not coming for me, so I ain't gonna worry. That's a joke, by the way. No, I'm not. I'm not a fugitive on the run. As how exciting that would seem, I don't plan on getting felonies on my record anytime soon. I feel bad for anyone trying to get across the two railroad crossing sets. This is a busy Maine. They're already ready for all of it, and yet we're still waiting on the Amtrak. Oh, hello, Bean. Sorry, I didn't notice you guys chatted. Well, I'm not going to be rejoining Foxshirt anyways. So, I guess that makes it permanent. There's a ambulance right there. That too. Look at that. Ambulance right there. I already knew it was shutting down, Bean. I'm not gonna return. Unfortunately, being that I've kind of been staving away from Foxyard just because of the toxicity of the community. So unfortunately, I'm just not gonna rejoin. If it wasn't as toxic, of course I'd join, but it's just I know how last time I was on, I'm not gonna do it again. So, sorry, but no thank you. But I'm glad to see you join the stream. We already had 2 trains show up. We're still waiting on the blasted Amtrak train that was originally supposed to be here. Let's see how much time has passed since it was supposed to be here. It's now been 15 minutes. And yet the Amtrak train still isn't here. So, I'm actually kind of glad you joined the live stream. Ah. Yeah, I decided to try and catch the Amtrak train. Apparently, I'm an hour early. This train was supposed to be here back at 7 o'clock. Not likely. Alright, see ya, Bean. Well, guys, hopefully we get this train to move because we're probably going to be ending up waiting here for a little bit longer while we wait for the blasted passenger train to show up. It's been all freight. Because it's a block system, we're still waiting for 2 blocks to clear. Hello, fellow Railfanner, ex-Chicago and Chicago Northwestern.
Yeah, they're ghosting out again. See, they painted over the emblem, and then now that the new paint starts fading out, here it comes back. Employee owned. You always got to watch out for that. Employee owned. Is Amtrak?
Amtrak's still coming. We've been waiting here an hour.
I see the light right there.
Right.
That's got to be it.
You see a light?
Yeah. What light are you talking about? That bright light over there, isn't that it?
No. That's a light above the industrial park.
My bad.
That's all right. I got fooled by a freight train. I saw a light at the end, and I'm like, oh, here comes Amtrak. Here comes Amtrak. Freight train. These are these standard hopper cars back in the day. But now they have these smoother ones on the sides. Well, it's nice to meet some fellow Railfanners always on the high iron, so. So now it's still a waiting game on when the blasted Amtrak is supposed to show up. This is the fun part of rail fanning. When it goes into a dead space, you have to end up waiting for more trains to start moving in. All right, well, if you guys have any more questions or you want to hear a story, feel free to ask in the comments down below. And thanks, Bean, for making a guest appearance. Always love seeing a familiar face on the channel. But just to get a taste, I'm gonna tell you guys the story of my first fully remembered Amtrak trip. So, we were going up to Minneapolis, or the Twin Cities. The original plan was to go to the Valley Fair in Shakopee, Minnesota, which is a subsidiary of, like, it's the suburbs area of the Twin Cities. However, rain was in the forecast, so we decided to go to the Mall of America in the cities. After having loads of fun at the Mall of America, I was we were stationed at a hotel. Well, the next morning we got a late start. Headed down to the Minneapolis St. Paul Amtrak main terminal, the big station. I was so afraid of missing the train. Well, we didn't miss it. And I got a seat in the coach class next to the Sightseer Lounge. Now, mind you, we were on the morning trip, so we were Chicago bound. What's this? Hey, what's this? We have a train coming down the line. And hopefully this is Amtrak, because I really do not know how long I want to go for the live stream here. We're currently sitting at almost an hour past the time. It is currently 25 after. But we have a headlight. Hopefully this is Amtrak and we can watch her pull in. Because after being tricked and lied to, I am not going to trust my own judgment. But yes, so we were on the Chicago bound trip. We climbed aboard. It was absolutely amazing. I got a snack and a soda. And we rode down. We get to Winona and I climb off. Engineer let me do the honors of yelling all aboard. Well, not the engineer, but the conductor. And then we get all the way to the Black River Bridge, and we have the Black River Drawbridge, and we had to wait for a barge to go through. Unfortunately, the storm had damaged the bridge, and when they pulled it up, they couldn't put it back down. And we waited there for a half an hour for it to get fixed. And finally gets fixed. We pull in. It was probably the most hilarious incidents while riding on Amtrak. But I am pretty sure this is the Amtrak train. I am almost 100% certain. So, yep, this is Amtrak. Here she comes. I'm gonna have you guys. Amtrak is here. Here we go. Amtrak. Leading locomotive is 326. Trailing is 303. So, here's a prime example of Superliner 1 and Superliner 2.
Boarding this way! Boarding!
Cross over. Starting out with a Viewliner 2 baggage car, transition baggage dorm car. Essentially, that car is the standard on all trains. It's wearing the Phase 3 livery. You have a Superliner 2 transition sleeper car, a Superliner 1 sleeping car. Behind it is a Superliner 1 coach class. Or no, that's another sleeping car. Another sleeping car. Get out of the way of the buggy. A Superliner 1 dining car. Superliner 2 coach class. The Superliner 2 coach class is the one I rode in. And then you have the Sightseer lounge car, Superliner 1 version. Probably my favorite car of all time. Farther down, we have a Superliner 2, which is a coach class. Have a safe trip. A Superliner 1 coach baggage car and a Superliner 2 sleeper in the back. All aboard! And the sound of the horn will set the train in motion. Maybe. All aboard! And as the train goes, Superliner 1 coach class and the Superliner 2 sleeping car ends the train. And there we go. How's that for a show? And the train leaves with a second qualm. Alright, I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you for getting me to 100 subscribers. Now, the question is, would you guys like me to keep filming? Or would you guys like the live stream to end? Since we already saw the one thing we came here to see, what should we do? What should we do? You guys want me to keep filming? Or shall we pack it up and call it a night? Oh! Listen to that horn. Now both of those were the new AC 44 Siemens Chargers. What do you guys think? Should we keep filming? Because we already saw Amtrak, but should we keep filming or should we call it a night? Because I have a feeling we're going to have a couple of more action here. Well, I think I'm going to film for a little bit longer. Have a good night.
How do you like those Chargers?
They're nice, but I kind of miss the old P42s.
Yeah.
They're kind of getting rid of them, so.
Yeah. They're pretty peppy though, aren't they? They make that train go quick, like go right now.
Yep. You too. Alright, so we're going to just film a little bit longer. We probably won't get much, but... There we go. About time this train moves. It's been sitting here since I started filming almost an hour and a half ago. All right, just a quick heads up, headphone warning because this could get loud. And an hour and a half later, and this train finally moves. There's another look at that Procore hopper car. That's a 4-bay rib style hopper. Pretty cool to see. Let's see what this whole train is made of. An ATW car. There's got a lot of message art. Some UTLX carrying class 3 flammable liquids. An NOKL gondola. Vote for... well, Canadian Pacific gondolas as well. I believe these are the load testing as well. But more gondolas from the Canadian Pacific Railway. A nice blue one. Ooh, XSU. XSU line. Those are rare to see. I'm telling you, the gems you see on this railway, you can almost never guess. BM and E. There's another one. TILX 4-bay hoppers. Got more message art. We got more tank cars coming down. There's the bang. Class 2 flammable, I believe that's flammable. I want to say gases. Yep, liquefied petroleum gas. I was right. Non-odorized. Class 9, that's your miscellaneous chemicals. That's miscellaneous hazardous materials. Class 3, flammable liquids, probably carrying crude oil or... Heck, there's... Sometimes they carry gasoline. There's a lot that they can carry. Tank cars are helpful for carrying almost every type of liquid imaginable. Some more hopper cars. The David J. Joseph Company. RCPE hopper car. This car is running empty. An ATW car, CFWR. These are all leasing. Oh, cylindrical hopper. ATW cylindrical hopper. More gems, an NOKL flat top hopper. That's got a... There's another cylindrical. Another Kyle hopper. Another Kyle. There's a lot of them here. And there's the end of the train. Ending with another cylindrical hopper car. Well, how's that for a show? All right. Thank you guys for watching the Railfan Lily live stream. You guys have gotten me to 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys in the next video. Because my phone is about to die. Yes, I'm mobile live streaming, so bite me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye.